Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome to Bahrain. And I guess the first thing I should comment is my steering wheel. But I'm gonna be probably asked many times about it through today's stream, so maybe I should glue a piece of paper on there with a quick explanation. Basically the Porsche wheel rim is gone for service. It had slight issue that needed to be fixed. Apart from that, it's gonna be a nice LMP2 day. And yeah, hi Hachemi, hi team. We don't race LMP2 around here often. Well, in 2024 LMP2 is kind of already a, well, classic car, kind of, like not used anymore. Car from the history books when it comes to World Endurance Championship, but well, of course other series are still using it a lot. Good evening, Marvin. And these shifters on this old wheel rim that I have are actually quite loud. If I fully click them, well, not sure if the NVIDIA, what's it called, NVIDIA noise suppressor or noise filter or something like that. I hope it's filtering out correctly. But it's quite a loud click. Hi, Joao. Anyway, I'll just about get one practice lap in here. So basically this is not yet the big race, this is just the LMP2 fixed. We will do LMP2 fixed at Bahrain, we will do GT fixed at... is it Spa? I think at Spa. And then we having the WEC weekly 90 minutes of Monza. And Michi should be joining that as well. It's fine with the shifters, okay. Yeah, it's funny, because... well, basically I have used this wheel rim like for a year and a half, for 2 years almost. And I've learned with muscle memory to like half shift, just enough to activate the button inside the shifter, because it's basically just like good quality buttons in there, it's not any bigger, more expensive tech. I just learned how to click in a way that it activates the button without big click, because there is no sound dampening. But it's funny because when I asked how much am I heard out of the room, it's mostly the clicking from the shifters. Not the FFB, not the talking, but the shifters. Well, I guess aggressive downshifts are like quite loud. Anyway, we are going into the sideways mode. This is a feature of this car, I think. When session transfers, it puts it into garage and switches the camera kind of to the left, and then it loads. Quite funny. 6 minutes, that's four laps maybe. I'm using a bit more brake force, although probably a bit too much. Put 80. I saw Mr. Mabix is also in there, the German streamer. I saw another, Henrik Gambal, I think. I think he did the Imola race last time and was very close on pace with Michi and on the same strategy as Michi. GT, it's Fuji, of course. I don't know why I thought it's Spa. Of course it's Fuji. So yeah, thank you Hachemi for the correction. Yeah, Monza Death. Well, I hope it's gonna be good at the front of the field where I plan to qualify. So let me do the quali and then I explain explain why the old wheel rim, because probably, well, as I said, when I pressed the start stream button, I'm gonna be asked many times what happened. Well, I need to warm up my tires here. Let's see actually how hot it is. 37, so okay. Tires should be quickly up to temp. But still first lap. Actually, they're only 45 after half of lap. That's actually quite slow warm up. But I guess LMP2 is a bit more gentle on the tires compared to the GT cars with less aero, and compared to hypercars which have more aero but more weight. Actually, well, GT cars should hit the tires slower because it's pushing less into the ground, but probably they slide more, so there is more hitting. Anyway, let's not lock up into T1. Where is my brake bias here? A little bit of lock up, I think. Just minor. So I couldn't make the apex. On the default setup, the front is really reluctant to go into hairpins. In high speed it's kind of fine. Just need to brake so early and gently when going into hairpins. But it's a purple S1, it's nice. Understeer should have gone for second gear. Hi Yankesh, I will answer very soon. I will explain between quali and race, which is in 3 minutes. Also Mabix is P1. I need to push a bit more. It's a good apex. Tires are still not up to temp. They are taking so long. Well, I can get Marco, but these are basically my first laps, so in a long time with this car. I think in Sector 2 I'm struggling a bit. Just no confidence on the brakes. Big improvements in the lap times. Ay. Bit wide, but the last lap is gonna count the most. the pit lane is still honking at me. Missed the curb on the apex a bit of T1, but I'm gonna gain the most in sector 2. Wide. I think I have 2 tenths in the last corner, at least. I hope. Will it be enough? 12 milliseconds. Well, 11. Very exciting. Well, MD, I'm happy to repeat it multiple times. Good for the algorithm, right? To get more comments. Well, as long as the chat is not going crazy. Wait, I need to get the 22 minutes times 60 divided by, let's get the amount of laps. Engine, not the correct lap. 15 laps. Nah, I'm gonna miss the start if I do this. I'll just take 50 liters and hope that's enough. Should be enough. Should have calculated earlier, but it's gonna be fine. I was searching for my pedal that I have for the clutch on the Porsche wheel. So, well, basically, what happened with my steering wheel is that actually I have to focus now for the start. I will explain it. Need to hit up the brakes, headlights on, hold speed, and I have drive-through for speeding. Wow. Well, at least I will battle for P1 as long as I can, and then I take the drive-through and explain. Well, I will be sending more traces. Well, Joao, I was on the line, like the line completely disappeared. I was in correct position for a very long time before it went green. That was track limits. I think I will have 5 laps of battling, and then I take the drive-through. It's not like the race is gonna be much longer. Exactly same thing happened at Spa for me. But at Spa previous week with the GTs, when I got this penalty, I think I released the pit limiter when it said hold 60. But I went back down to the correct speed and then like a couple of seconds passed and then it was green. And it still gave me the penalty. But now I was not speeding, I was under the limit all the time. I was maybe 5 kph over it at the start of the sequence, but like it's... I don't even know, like, there is nothing I did wrong. Except if it's penalizing the whole sequence from the actual start of the... like when we leave the... that fast grid position before the last corner. How difficult can it get to program these starts? I don't know. The old RF2 starts were very like weird and broken, but at least kind of worked. I guess this is more foolproof, so it's gonna like not just abandon the procedure if somebody escapes or so on, like it does sometimes in RF2, but then it gives this really weird speeding penalties. Calling to you, it looked like I was too far, too long on the red wall. Well, I was, but it was still like here. And then all this path here through the actual start, it was fine. So the only thing I can learn from that is that I just need to stick to the actual procedure from the first second to the end. Which is extremely weird, but I mean, I guess they made it like that to prevent people from doing weird stuff when it's this short formation. Well, to be honest, there might have been some posts somewhere which would have explained exactly what to do, which I haven't read, but I don't know. It is weird to just be penalized for what I did. That's saying with a decade of sim racing experience, so if somebody jumps in, tries to do a start, it's a complete confusion. And then still, when you want to start, when you're anticipated that it's gonna go green, it goes green, but it's just a green box which says keep to 60, so I don't know, the whole sequence is so weird. Probably it's quite well implemented, but just needs to be polished, those last 10%, and then it's gonna work perfectly. I hope. I guess I kind of stopped focusing on any battling around. And then I do this. It's not an unsafe rejoin, but people are still far. I don't know. For Monza I ran 52.8 brake bias. For here I went much more to the rear because of the hairpins and all the lockups. But I guess it's too much, so having to stay. And as I said, that the car ahead locks. Like here it's, yeah, the front is already locking. let's say if I try 51.0 here. There's no way around it but to use, let's say, 50.1 for sector 2 and then 52 for turn 1. Oh. And another spinner behind. What's going on? So I guess time to explain what happened with my steering wheel. Basically I got it in, so the Porsche wheel rim with the LCD screen, I got it for a price at Sim Formula Expo in January. I've used it ever since, but well, I have not really abused it. There wasn't too much of like crazy esports or whatever. It has survived one Formula Sim Racing WC season, and I think I have a couple hundred hours of LMU now. So I didn't feel like I'm abusing it too much. And then the rubber started disintegrating, like it opened up on this side, like at the bottom of the handle, it started to open up. Within 2 weeks, it became like almost like half of the handle big, like just it opened up. And well, I asked the guys from Grid Engineering, and they immediately said, well, that needs to be fixed. So I sent it back to where it was assembled for fixes. But let's not forget to take the drive-through. Make the best Kimi, or what was it? What was the circumstance? Kimi, you have a drive-through. For what? Ay. Was it fatal once, like taking the drive-through and almost punching people like outside from within the cockpit because of all the anger? But well, I mean, I'm not angry now, I'm just like, it's always disappointing to figure out that things are not how they should be, or like that. Well, maybe it's me that's the biggest fault there, but it's quite unlogical how the whole procedure goes. Yeah, Joao, yeah, 2.4k euros. I mean, the whole product is like crazy good, like amazing quality and everything. And it feels amazing. But maybe it was just some factory defect. I mean, the rubber things, like, it's not I guess they just send that piece of the wheel rim, the metal part, they send it to some company that does the rubber molding or whatever, and maybe something went wrong there. Cannot really blame Grid Engineering for it, but if it happens again on some newer wheels from them, then it will be on them. And do I know how long it will take to fix it? I have no idea. I mean, if they have time and if they have that part of the wheel which has the rubber on it, they can just disassemble and reassemble back with a good one, and that's gonna be it. So should be what, 2-3 days of shipping, 2-3 days of fixing. I hope I can get it back within 2 weeks. But it's funny because it disintegrated. That's a difficult word to pronounce. Disintegrated. Okay. Like in such a weird place, like at the bottom of the right handle, where it's not really like I'm not even holding it there. But like maybe from all the squeezing or like this sideways forces, I don't know. It just a hole appeared on the that kind of stitching. I mean, it's not stitching, but that line from the molding. Oh yes, Daniele. Well, I haven't watched Scenic Race for quite a long time. Maybe he has toned down his driving. Joe, why that wheel? Oh, so maybe you confused it with. So this wheel is like 400. The one that I don't have at the moment was 2.4K. If you check previous streams, if I understand what you were saying correctly. But well, the 2.4, which I didn't pay because I got it a surprise. Nice catch. Yeah, this is actually like. Am I racing here or am I in a talk show? I guess I'm in more of a talk show from P11 now. This wheel is actually like Slovenian. Like I'm Slovenian and I got it like locally from the Sim Racing Bay company, which is actually quite a big company, which mostly resells into other countries. And the design is quite nice. It just, I mean, basically it's just a button box with this wheel rim attached to it. So it's actually two separate products. That was somebody from P10 crashed out of the hairpin. How do you crash out of that hairpin? I must have lost the rear somehow, but I just lose the fronts in that corner. I think what's confusing me with this car is that it has been updated when the Lambo and Imola and Peugeot were released. This has been further updated, like the tires have been tuned more, and I think I'm yet to realize that, so I'm pushing it a bit too much in some places. Now it's supposedly faster, but more sensitive, or like you cannot slide it as much as before. Actually, the FFB from this car is probably the best from all the cars in LMU, which is kind of unfortunate because, well, it would be best if the hypercars had the best FFB, because they are one of the main selling points here. Up. Yeah, the new Oreca, I mean, it's in the end it's still more or less the same good old LMP2 that we have done thousands of laps in during both Le Mans virtual seasons. Just that in LMU it has a bit less grip. Well, the slip angles have been fixed, so you cannot really drift the rear in the hairpins, which you kind of had to in RF2 times. Yes, Hachemi. Well, I mean the car is very stiff, so it's logical that then it reacts very quickly. And well, actually maybe because of that I prefer to increase the wheel range. Like by default it's around 330, but I use 380 wheel range, so I have a bit, like I have to turn a bit more to have the same input. But I never like these default setups. It's always so... I don't know. It just lacks front grip. On the entries the default setups are fine, but on the apex it starts understeering. What are we doing here? And then when you pick up the throttle, the car just goes straight, just doesn't want to turn. I mean, it's not that bad. It's maybe it's more pronounced on some GT cars. But luckily for Monza it's open setup, so... It's a very sharp apex from him. Luca, I didn't have an accident, I got very weird drive-through penalty for speeding at the start, even though I didn't speed at the start. Gain one or two more positions here. Daniela, I checked the CDA setup. Ooh. Oh, and I almost collected him. Oh no. Now the wheel is broken. It was not that big of a hit. I should have gone around the left side of him, but when I realized I am on a crash trajectory, there was just more of his car on the left side than on the right, so I just chose the right side. And then he lowered it into me. Unlucky. It's gonna be one more lap anyway. Or maybe two? Depends where the leader is. The leader is actually already in sector 2, so could be two more laps. Restart the stream. Let's move the time back. Everything went wrong in this race. But again, in real racing, stuff like this can happen too. Just that in real racing, there is a good chance you go bankrupt because of it. Here you just lose a bit of DR and SR. Yes, Joao. Was a talk show with some little incidents. The P10 is probably not able to catch me if I don't make a silly mistake somewhere. So P1, aha, this is the last lap. Alright, lucky. Well, it's a P9. I overfueled by 15 liters, so 35 should be enough for this race. Ay, 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 ay. Are those lines in the replay? They are not. So, here I am kind of too far ahead, but... Well, I started, but he didn't start. And I'm going... I braked a bit. At this point, I waited for him. It's all good. And then I'm on pit limiter. 58, 59, 58. And then we start. I actually even get slower starts than others, but the game said this is a speeding penalty, the drive-through penalty for speeding. So it must have been like from here on it's I did nothing wrong. So there must be penalty for this. Because I'm P2 and I don't know. Doesn't feel correct. But well, I have the trace. I'm gonna send it after the race. So let's see how much I lost in the DR. -7. Alright. All good. Now we go into GTEs in Fuji. Actually quite many signups, nice. Oh, which car should I take? I'm not taking the Aston. It's supposedly a bit slow. I've raced Porsche at Spa. Everybody had a Porsche there. What about the Corvette? Yeah, I guess I will check the stream. Vote C8. I'm registering with C8. And where am I? Why am I not on the list? I guess this is again the bug. I'm still not on the list. Out and back in. Now I am on the list. Good. Yeah, I will, Hachimi, I will check the stream later. But yeah, I remember I was like going at the wall a little bit, but I never know if I should be close to the wall or if I should be so far behind that the wall disappears, or like, would be nice to have some kind of explanation somewhere. Daryl, did you experience the game crashing? Well, actually not for quite some time. But usually it did crash like once or twice per couple of races per evening. But it's like the more and more crashes are being fixed. Yeah. Well, Daniela, let's see how you feel in 45 minutes. Andy, I'm doing the weekly, yes. I just wanted to do this 2 beginner races first to warm up a little bit. Yes, Daniela, exactly, yeah. Like it should be obvious what one has to do, but at the moment it's not. Like after you do a couple of races, you kind of start understanding most of it, but not all of it. Ah, I need to do this so I don't have way too aggressive steering. Maybe move the camera a bit forward. Like this. So never close to the wall, okay. Well, the real, when the game was crashing, all I did was just submit the logs and traces and that's it. Restart the game and... ooh, lock up, yeah, cold tires. And eventually they fixed many causes of the crashes, but if you have game crashing constantly, then I don't know, could be like Steam issue, or like you have to verify integrity of game files, or maybe just the PC is too weak to run this. Or maybe it's the Intel processors 13 and 14th gen that are causing online racing crashes. Luca, what steering wheel is this? It's Sim Racing Bay Ultra. I think that's the name. Yeah, Sim Racing Bay is quite a, supposedly quite a known website for SimiCube reselling and also other products. And they also produce their own wheel rims. I need to close the stream preview as it's burning my FPS. Okay. Here. Okay, don't use the curb because curb pulls you too much on the entry. Maybe let's just practice turn 1 braking once before joining the official server. Oh, that's quite early. Okay, I can brake much later. After the new changes, you can sit close to the wall. Well, that's good to know. I didn't really know. I checked all the update logs, like the change logs. I checked them. I checked them always, but there was nothing about it, so not sure what else I can check to learn that. So that's a bit... well, I mean, it's a small studio, so they don't really... like, it's better that they focus on fixing the bugs and like the game crashing bugs and making good content, and then when they can also make tutorials on how to take the starts. But still, it would be nice if I didn't already get 2 such penalties in the past 2 weeks. Anyway. Only Porsches and Ferraris. And it's again that bug when only one session shows up, so I don't know how long the quali is. Need to get used to the buttons on this wheel rim. I have assigned them to kind of similar positions as on the Porsche wheel rim, but still a bit confusing. I just must not mess up the only pit stop in WEC weekly race that's upcoming after this. Hi Jim. Well, I guess the headphones are pulled up enough. Pulled up, is that a word? No, it's charged up. I keep them charged, but they sometimes discharge overnight. This is the Logitech G5 something. And then I start the stream and I notice the headset has 3% battery remaining. It's obviously not good. Luckily the cable is long enough. They charge very fast. Oh well, Daniela, I guess I agree. Like, ever since it was made for R Factor 2, even before the sound update and after the sound update, it just sounds, yeah, very, like, I don't know, small 4-cylinder with a huge turbo. Oh, that was a cut? It's not a cut, it is a cut, it cannot decide, okay. Copy for quali. I know I cannot abuse that exit curb anymore. Yeah, I heard, or like I've read, that the cuts have been fixed all around quite a lot. But then I also heard that on some tracks the cuts are now completely broken. I will not press escape because it crashed the last time I pressed escape after the session started to transition. 6 minutes, okay. We crash, I'm surely very sorry. Can you see that message? I guess it's hidden on the stream. Wait. Ah, yeah, it's behind. Somebody on the server apologized about the crashing in advance. That was quite funny. The bees died? Okay, it's back. I have to watch some real-life C8R onboards to actually hear how the car sounds. But it's tricky because when people drive these cars, they never have like crazy good mic. So it's hard to say how it actually sounds to the driver or to the passengers. Well, that's not good, but the tires are cold, so when they are warm the brake bias will be fine, maybe, or maybe not. I will move it, let's say 1% to the rear. think the last lap will be again the fastest. The tires are just way too cold. Well, the Porsches are always sounding quite heavenly. Except I didn't really like the Porsche GT4s when I was at 24 Hours of Spa. There were these GT4 support races. And the Porsches were actually, I think it's the Caymans GT4. They were so loud that it was painful. Like the whole grid of big V8s and other cars went through, like the Ginetas that are quite loud. But then the GT4 Porsches, like, just cut through the ears every time they went by. But the GT3s then were the most silent of them all, I think. That corner is so awkward. You really need to have a front wing for this sector 3 of Fuji to have some fun. Two green sectors, no purples. Let's see how far I am for now. Quite a lot. 1 second. Well, 2 more attempts. The car just pushes wide, as if it squatted completely and just like went this and then took into the air instead of having front helping to make the exit. The joy of the very stable default setups. Then on the brakes it's very positive. So yeah, just needs to be driven like a BTCC car. Thought I was going to overshoot that corner. Somehow the brakes worked. Rear sliding and no front grip at the same time. Right, that's gonna be, what, 3/10 off? Then we have one last chance. It's a mini Cadillac, yeah, exactly. Good exit, but it's not gonna be enough. Ah, I messed up sector 2 a little bit. There is quite a big thunderstorm outside, and in the middle of a braking zone there was a thunder, so I could not hear the car anymore. That's, I guess, top 5 sim racing excuse. Yeah, but it's P2. So I'm gonna learn now how to do legal start from P2. So again, 22-minute race. It's gonna be 90.5, let's say, the average lap time. 2 seconds, 14 laps. That will be 2.4 liters per lap. Let's take 35. Hello Marine, hi Alex, hi Brian. Jake Denehan made 23. Wait, what was then? What happened then? I don't remember. Yeah, I will wait for him. I will stay here. Okay. No, I need to go forward so it disappears. No. Okay. I guess it's good now, right? Yes, Brian, it's really good fun. They just need to keep fixing the bugs and keep making the good content. But I'm really looking forward to further improvements on the hypercar physics, and as well about the GTs, GT3s that are coming. No penalty. Beautiful. I have learned how to start. Now it's the classic Fuji turn 1, I guess. Actually, everybody has been well behaved. Wow. Wait, Jake's house got struck by thunderstorm. Have I heard about it, or have it maybe just missed me? The news about it? Or am I getting old and I've forgotten? It's a very early apex. Actually no, early exit, late apex. Need to get some slipstream. Loic, welcome to the bamboozle, yes. Well, I wanted just to do 2 bronze, or like 2 beginner races and then into LMP2. Want more front. Just sliding all over the track with this front, not biting. But at least I seem to struggle less with the lockups compared to the Porsche I had. It's not a clickbait though, because I did write bronze on the thumbnail. So you have been warned. I could have put both cars onto the thumbnail though. But then none of them would be big enough. And supposedly they need to be big and visible. It's gonna be a cut. A small one. Whoa, am I still live? Secondary monitor just shut off and then there was a big thunderstorm, like big thunder. I'm still live, right? I am. That was scary. Still live and still alive. Should have closed the window. You have heard it, okay. Well, I have over voltage protection, but the monitor felt the thunder still. Okay, yeah, that was... it was a thunder. No bumps yet. And another one. I think my PC is holding me down. But not sure if it's TC or the TC cut. Daniela, it's not raining because the window is opened like into the V shape. I don't know how that's called in English. Like just at the top, inclined, and there is also the external shutters. That, well, they have two modes. Like if I let the shutters down fully, then it's fully dark. But if I start pulling them up, they are still fully shut, but there are like small holes inside them which open up. So currently I have that mode, so air goes through, but the water can't really. Unless somebody starts shooting up pressured water directly at it. Yeah, that DC is better. 818. But the Porsche is so fast ahead. Well, I was 2.5 off my PB, but even if I was doing my PB, he would still beaten it. I think I have advantage on every braking point, or braking zone, but in the corners he pulls away. Oh, that curb is so annoying. Feels flat, but I mean it looks flat, but when you use it, it just pulls you in like crazy. Is a cut? Not. If I can keep this pace, then I will have a chance at some point. 2 purples, nice. Copy, Alex. Hope at least you feel better now. Working on it, Hachemi. And yes, done. Also done. Please stop messing up the schedule. I mean, the only mess up today was that the race is 90 minutes instead of 80. But still I get scared then that maybe the whole schedule is off by an hour like last time. If I may ask about it, that now we are so close on the pace here, but I'm getting a bit more toe. Oh, I was not taking enough of T2 curb. Oh, yeah. That TC setting helps me in some corners, but then in the other corners it's more aggressive. Porsche is feeling the heat. Like here I can kind of floor it even with TC cut 1, but in lower speed or out of lower speed corners it's tricky. Just need to modulate the throttle a bit. Biancash, I think 80 minutes would be still to stop her. I think it would require 3 or 4 laps of stretching, and that's way too much for the LMP2. But yeah, 90 minutes is straightforward to stop her. Porsche is wide. Again. Had a big lockup, but it's early enough on the brakes. Ooh, and he's around. Oh well. I wanted to have an overtake, like side-by-side action, but well, it's how it goes sometimes in motor racing. Most of the battle is in the head, and then you lose it as you focus on the rear view. I looked at his rear tire so hard that the pressures rose, and then he slided around, right? I mean, plausible explanation. No, but he had crazy pace. It's very, very fast. Just the braking zones. I think what he was struggling with was the Porsche default brake bias. I think by default you have to move it like a lot to the rear. On the C8R it's maybe 1%, but on the Porsche you need to move it like 3% to avoid the lockups on the fronts. And I saw him locking up into most of low speed corners, and that just instantly takes away half a tenth or even 1/10, as you just need to brake earlier. Well, Nico, you think 6.5 seconds is enough to run to the window? Yeah, I saw like the actual thunder before. Probably it wasn't bright enough to actually be visible on the camera, but I saw it with peripheral vision. But I really wonder how that flashing happened on the camera on the secondary monitor. Because, well, camera is just going into the PC, so and PC is plugged in directly into the over voltage, but maybe it was not on over voltage, it could have just been a short spike. Or, well, I mean, if it turned off, it means that it was not over, right? It just like voltage disappeared for some time instead of spiked. And then no over voltage prevention will work. Oh, it's turning on and off again, but this time it was the desk lamp. Being very blessed by these huge capacitors in the monitors and in the PCs and in all the electronics, so that the fluctuations in the voltage are filtered out. Well, Nico, if you saw my path to the window, you would understand. First, I would trip over the cable from my camera, because I need still to buy a longer cable. So this main camera now, like its cable is going down and like hanging in the air, going into the PC case because it's a bit too short, and I'm not able to just plug in a random cable in, because then the signal will deteriorate. So I need to order a correct cable. I have it already, like well, on the website. Just need to order it. And then it's a bit too far away for 6 seconds. On the other side of the room, and there are desk, chair, and another big box from, like, there was a PC case inside it. And now it's just standing in the middle of the room, waiting for it to be stored in the correct place. Two more laps. Have overfueled by one whole lap. Okay, interesting. Well, I've taken one. I guess we're just going so slow that the calculation was wrong. Feels like that's a guaranteed cut warning, or like cut points, using that exit curb there. And I lifted a bit, but issue is that you're always like lifting a little bit into that corner. Like I mean, it's flat out entry, but you're not really accelerating because you just fully lean onto the tires into turn 3, so very hard to actually lose that 1/10 so that the system recognizes it and removes the cut warning. There is no cut detection here. You can just go fully on the green stuff and just like be touching a little bit the curb, and there will not be even a green calculation. I thought for a moment to try to do a fastest lap, but I immediately started hearing tires squealing and screeching as I applied the brake, so I think I'm just gonna do a safe final lap and prevent that 6.4 gap to go to 0. They should have added cut detection here. Yeah, the chicane is just without any cuts still. And here we go, OP2 spun somewhere. Alright, P9 and P1 for the warm-up. Now we're going to Monza. Just gonna quickly check what happened there. I mean, it was just a slow spin from the Porsche head. Why is it resetting? It just reset, like if you have it on play and move it, then sometimes it resets, but you have to like stop it and then move it, and then it doesn't reset anymore. That's so easy to do, because like you're always between shifting to third or staying in second, and then normally you stay in second and lift, and then there is a lot of engine braking in the high RPM, and then the car is like a lot like very positive on the entry, and then you need to take the curb to shorten the corner, and the rear is never really like fully settled, and then you try to go on throttle and hesitate a bit because the track drops off a bit, and it's so easy to just suddenly realize that you're very sideways, and then it's too late in LMU. In RF2 this will still be good, but in LMU, nope. So easy to drop it. But nevertheless a good effort from him. Just double checking if we were actually that clean. Well, that guy, why didn't he get a penalty? As if there is special rules for P1 and P2. Like at this point, he must have just gotten the green box saying 60 limit. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys. It's never easy at Fuji to keep up the pace. It's quite a difficult track for these GTs. Let me actually look as we have a little bit of time. That's a Fuji T1 moment. It's so easy to be 3 wide and yeah, bonk. But that was one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest Fuji start I've ever experienced, including like real F1 races and so on. Wait, when was the last time F1 raced at Fuji? Was it just 2 years, like 2007? 07, 08, I think. Maybe, no, 09 was already Suzuka. Small DR gain. Okay. Well, now we are going finally into the proper LMP2 racing. And first of all, controls, calibrate, put it to 380. Because that feels the best for me. Yeah, Marvin 0.9. I guess the qualifying kind of killed it a little bit, but then also the whole grid was like there were not many, if there was any other gold DR driver besides me. So then I guess the strength of field was low enough so that then the S or like the DR didn't really go high. Okay. We have Michi, we have Daniele, who has seemingly woken up. So Daniele, the skies over your house have been green. I hope they are not green anymore. Well, there is a couple of fast drivers in there, so you can never know what exactly to expect with the LMP2s. Because they are not raced much, so there can be some people who are very fast. Not that many registrations for now. Anyway, I will join the practice. And I will take a very short break. after putting the camera to some other car. Am I getting the 48% bug, or is it gonna unlock and go straight to 100? Am I back? I hope I'm back. I don't know what happened. Wait. I don't want to leak something there. Yeah, so I don't know. Wait, wrong mic maybe. It's not wrong mic, it's is the quality much worse, or is it just left to right? Yeah. Bear with me. I'll be back in a minute. Should be back. Yeah, it's good now. It is good now. Yeah, sometimes it just goes left to right for no reason at all. Like I just need to restart OBS and then it's fine. But now my camera is playing games with me, so I need to do autofocus off. I don't really know what happened. There was not a big thunder or anything. I think could have been potentially a game bug. Stuck on 48 and then the whole PC restarted. Luckily there is still 15 minutes to go, so we can retry. Okay, join. I'm gonna join the list crowded server. Yeah, because like it was 48 and then the Windows bar appeared at the bottom. So probably it indeed was the game. Just like requiring way too much something and then the whole PC just restarted, like it fully restarted. Okay, we are in the server. I hope that doesn't repeat when I join the actual server. And the stream should be fine. Yeah, the camera is fine. Well, the settings are not exactly how they were, but it's alright. Let's check the setup. Actually, I said I need to take a short break. Let me put the camera on this guy. And let me be back in 3 or 4 minutes. All right, we are back. Okay, I thought for a moment the game crashed, but he just slowed down. So I need FFB. Then I need setup. Well, I can show the setup a little bit. Let's say car setup and let's say Coach Dave 1. What I can immediately say... wait, am I still live? I am live. It's all working well. Just double checking if this storm or whatever happened didn't kill everything, but I think it's still all perfectly well. Even 0 frame drops. Very good. This is very tight. Like the more you open it, the better it will turn. But I think it's a bit over tightened. And then especially here, like this, I don't know why they went with so stiff. Like the car is already so stiff, and then they just like made it even stiffer. I have gone with, I think, yeah, softest front. Even the ride heights are so high up in the air. And then the ARBs are quite stiff as well. Like everything is so stiff, and I don't understand really. Like I have just, well, the dampers, I just put them all to 1 and I don't really feel anything different. I think ARBs are quite soft as well. Suspension, like it's possible to just go as slow as, like, I think the rear has to be a bit stiffer. Gotta love the different units on the front and on the rear. Supposedly that's how it is in real life. Yeah, I don't know why they keep putting so stiff suspensions and so high up in the air. Probably, well, because of high ride height it could take the anti-cuts better, but then it's so stiff that it just bounces much more. I don't know. If I'm missing grid engineering screen, would I have a free tablet? That's a good question. Basically, I have one tablet, which is from... it's more than 10 years old. It's unsafe to use. I think I tried using OBS, SimHub on it a couple of years ago, but it didn't really work. I think it's just way too old Android version and everything, and it's just in itself way too slow to do anything. A big lockup. But it's fine anyway, like I have secondary monitor up there, and then whenever I need anything I can display it there for the time being. Yeah. Actually, what I'm missing the most is the shift lights. But I didn't realize, or like I didn't... yeah, I didn't realize it in time, but I could just use these grid browse, which is actually grid engineering as well, and just put shifting on there, so that it flashes a bit more than this red stuff around there. I think I'm gonna practice the pit entry. It's funny to drive the LMP2 around here, like it's got so much aero, but through the Ascari, like it's just easy flat. And in GTEs you're like trying to bounce over curbs to cut the corner a bit to carry more speed. In the hypercars it's a big struggle as well, but this car just like glides through it. Had to leave it to automatically realign. Oof, ow. Big bump there on transition between the darker asphalt to the brighter one. So 4 minutes to go. Let's maybe try a bit less fuel. I think it's gonna be another practice session. It's gonna be like 8 minutes practice and then 15 minutes quali. So there should be more than enough time to get into the groove. Mike, your LMU just crashed. Well, if only LMU crashed and not the whole PC, then you're still better off than I. Yeah, I don't really know, like, suddenly just everything closed down. Like, there is this 48% bug, which is kind of known, that sometimes the game just stops loading at 48%. But I had, like, it locked at 48 for some time in the past, and then it jumped straight to 100. But today, I mentioned the bug, and a couple of seconds later, everything just goes completely black, and the PC shuts off, and... oh, yeah. Well, I have a nice trace that's waiting for me to be sent to the devs, so they will work tirelessly through the night, so there's gonna be fixed tomorrow morning, right? But probably a hot fix within a week would be quite good. Yeah, you don't talk about bugs. You just keep sending the traces and the logs. My rear is quite alive, to be honest. Maybe I will have to do something with it. Like both off throttle, it turns slightly too aggressively, and on throttle initially. Actually, well, a nice block. Probably diff pump would fix both issues. Or maybe +1 front ARB. Or a bit more rear toe. "30 seconds to event start." Yes, probably I should jump over. Just in time. And then it shoots me out of the event page. Okay. Join. And now let's cover the percentage and yeah. I guess it's gonna... ah, okay, the mouse cursor appeared, which means that it's probably loading. It went to 0%. Okay, good. We are safe. We are safe. Thank you, Colin. Now it's gonna be a bit unresponsive. Just waiting for all the people to join before I start clicking. Okay. How much? It's 3 liters per lap, I think. Yeah, 3 liters per lap, and it's gonna be, I guess, 4 laps per run. Maybe 5. I'm gonna take 15. Let's see what happens then. And I said I need to fix the rear being a bit too loose. Although in low speed it was still understeer. It was kind of like Parabolica and in Lesmos. So I think if I increase the front ARB, it's gonna be more understeer in the chicanes, which I don't want. +1 toe. Though that's, yeah, maybe. I have not really tested toe yet. Like it kind of works to some extent to have it very negative, but then it just becomes so weird to drive. There is not really an exploit there, but maybe just worth it to put it like to 0 or something, and then sometimes it goes negative when driving, and maybe that helps with rotation, but probably not really. Yeah, I will go a bit more on the preload. I don't want more coast, because then it's not gonna turn as much as I want. Let's keep the preload then. Preload on the toe and hope for the best. Yeah, well, toe in 0... Not sure what exactly you mean, Marvin. Toe in 0, like when I mentioned it... Well, it's never really 0, right? It's just setup value. And then on some cars, as you build speed, it goes more negative. On some other cars, it goes more positive. Depends on the suspension layout. For the front, I don't think I even clicked anything on the front. I just left it at default. I don't really think the front toe does much in RF2 or LMU for that case. Maybe on the new tires in LMU it's more sensitive, but I have not really ever found any meaningful difference in it. Like the workflow goes like first to do the springs and the ride heights and the packer, so that the suspension is where it needs to be as low as possible without hitting the ground, and like high enough to eat the curbs, low enough so that the center of gravity is good. Then you tune the ARBs a little bit for better balance and the diff, and then usually you already have the race, so there is never really time to really click through the dampers and through the front toe or whatever. But well, for the esports events we will be clicking. Good luck, Daniele. See you after the race. Well, I wasn't really focusing on the entry, but it felt more stable, even though I still had a bit of a moment, but the tires are cold. I keep trying to rotate that encoder from the Porsche wheel, but it's a different button now. Also not sure if there is a track surface difference between Bahrain and Monza turn 1, but in the first beginner race today at Bahrain, like into turn 1 I just couldn't brake, it was just locking up either the front or the rear. But on this setup or on this track I can really lean onto the brakes and use quite a lot higher pressure in the setup even. Maybe it's just the setup that's better. Hi Cold Storm, this is Sim Racing Bay. So the Sim Racing Bay is like a company or a website which resells stuff from SimuCube, but also produces custom wheels or like their own steering wheels. So this is called, what's it called? Like it's Ultra something, I think, or maybe it's just Sim Racing Bay Ultra or like Ultra BB or something like that. It's actually just like a button box which then bolts onto the wheel rim with this standard 6-bolt pattern. And well, I've bought both the rim and the button box with the shifters on there. Actually the first The first one was like I bought the button box with a different wheel rim, which had Alcantara, but then the Alcantara completely degraded within a year and a half, and then they actually replaced the wheel rim with this rubber one on the website, and then I just bought the rubber one. Oh, that's a bit too much of the anti-cut. Oh, MD, Michi. I forgot about Michi. Well, I have 20 seconds to join the chat, right? Where is Michi? I don't have the button to talk. It's this one. Doesn't work.
Hello.
Yeah, activate the button.
You can hear me or can't?
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, the button wasn't configured.
It's fine. I have a suggestion.
Yes?
So we do normal queue.
Okay.
And
Sounds
in lap 1.
Sounds like we go straight at the chicane.
I go straight to restart the game and then go straight at the chicane, yes.
Oh well.
But yes, that would be my suggestion. Like either go straight at the chicken or do a drive-through on lap 1.
Let's see.
How big the gap after qualifying is.
Yes.
Yes, that's a good call.
Was it like a game crash at the session transition?
I think it was. I haven't looked it up. Like I was currently clicking outside the game anyway, but suddenly it was like, where the window?
My whole PC restarted before when I was loading Monza.
What?
At 48%, you know that bug. Where is this guy going?
Oh no, I can't do another Pepper Prey stream like this.
Well, I have traces ready to be sent.
Did you suffer from it?
Well, I needed to restart the stream and everything, so...
Yeah, I mean besides, yeah. Okay. That is big pain in the first place.
Yep. Alright, well, Michi is not alone anymore.
I actually restarted the game before logging into the Monza thing. And now it seems to be stuck at 48% again.
Yeah, it will go... Well,
Oh
I
yeah,
guess everybody... It died again.
See?
Yeah, mine was again at 48, but then it went to 0 and then it loaded. I mean, I'll let them go. Like, we wait here in the queue for a clean lap, but then people go in between. Hi, Alex. Well, I mean, this has been my my second change. I just use the round wheel rim for the cars which require a lot of... I mean, let's say for cars in which you could expect having to like leave the wheel and let it like rotate for a circle and then regain the grip with a lot of drifting. But again, the Porsche wheel is currently somewhere probably in Germany, going towards the Netherlands for the repairs.
Did you delete any files after the crash?
I didn't.
So it's literally just flipping a coin whether it works.
Yeah, kind of. Welcome.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
So the broken wheel was grid engineering. I mean, it's not really broken. Like, everything is good apart from the rubber. Like I tried to explain at some previous races. Basically, like at the right handle, at the very bottom, where I'm not even gripping it, it started to split apart on like that edge on the molding. So the rubber started opening up, and within 2 weeks, the crack like grew up like almost to the half of the wheel rim. So it was really not good anymore. And within a couple of more weeks, it would probably have completely opened up. So kind of some rubber factory defect. Cannot really blame them. But they will fix it somehow. Well, I don't know about the guarantee. Like they will fix it, like I don't have to pay anything. Issue is that I have like got it as a surprise. And I actually have the invoice, but it says €0. So I would probably think that they could, if they were like, I don't know what's the good English word, like if they were silly or if they cared more about money than about customers, then they would say, well, this is just a price, it's how it is. But I think it's maybe some of, like them just having this goodwill and keep their steering wheels in good shape. But probably they also
Crazy,
want...
right?
Crazy what?
Like I spin, someone sees me spinning and has nothing else to do than plow straight into me.
Well, 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, great.
Michi is doing back to front challenge without even having to go front to back first. What I wanted to say, the probably grid engineering would actually themselves like to see what happened, like so that they can then fix the problems at manufacturing, because it's quite a weird defect for a 2000 plus euro steering wheel. And that started happening within 6 months, so I'm sure it's a sole or like the only case of that happening. But they will look at it and it should never happen again, probably. Yeah, Joao, I guess. But I mean, I guess when it comes to steering wheels or like companies like grid engineering, which are not like huge big companies but are like very specialized and try to really make like state-of-art products. Oof. Whoa! Out of words. Well, I will end my sentence about grid engineering. It's like they prefer just having satisfied users rather than every bit of money. This was scary. I mean, I did push it a bit more on the brakes. Like normally I watch this black board on the 50 and I kind of brake in the middle or like however I feel like. But this time I pushed it a bit harder than normally. Maybe. And it just... Wow, such a snap. Well, that cannot happen in the race, right? Yeah, my opinion, I mean, I guess the more subs and views I have, the more my opinion matters, but I don't feel like I'm an influencer or anything like that yet. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what thresholds they have for that. Like if I had 500 viewers, then they would for sure be much more willing to fix it as soon as possible. But if I have 50 or 30, it still matters, I guess. Alex, I don't really know. I would have to analyze telemetry, but I don't really have time now. I have to go for the second run. But I think I just I demanded too much from the car, and the setup is quite positive. Like I don't really like the car to struggle to rotate, so it's a bit on the limit maybe. Blue flag, okay. Oh, wait for these cars to come by. So many cars. I don't know. There is some guy coming from behind. So much traffic. One is coming. Okay, early enough. How many cars are there on the grid? Is it 25? Alex, this is a Yerney setup. LMU and CDA setup just have too stiff, too high suspension and so on. I just made it how I like to have it and how I think it's faster. Yeah, this is open setup. Like these weekly races are always open setup. Weekly races and the special events. Joao, about setups for LMU. Well, I have released... Oh, that's a cut? Okay, whatever. Fire's not up to temp. I have released an LMP2 setup today on the stream, so if that counts. But other than that, I don't really have plans at the moment. It's... I don't know, maybe I need to do something with ARBs to have it more stable there. Or I just need to be more gentle. But it rotates so well in low speed, I really like the balance in the chicanes. So I don't want to mess that up. I shifted too late. No! Oh, Daniele is fast. I think Michi's front to back to front plans are not going to happen. We will have quite a nice battle at the front. One last attempt. 3 tenths to gain. Need to focus a bit. And that preload changed it absolutely nothing. Oh, did I save the setup? Did it reset on the session transfer? I need to check. Of course, huge rotation from the rear. I guess I can take +1 front ERB before the race. Looking good. 2 purples, let's not mess up Parabolica now. Very nice. I missed the apex slightly, but it was alright. Just gonna practice turn one more time. Okay, I tried to check if I could brake any later, but it would not have worked. 36.9. Yeah, that was a good lap. I'm happy with that. This setup change didn't do anything. Let's go to +1 front ARB. In theory, if I increase the toe in, it should rotate more initially when I load it, but then understeer later on. Although that's how it is in some PDFs, but my experience has been the other way around, so I don't really know what to do with it. Thank you. Yeah, I think the front to back to front is not needed, to be honest.
As you think, I think I'm just gonna do it.
I think we will have a good battle at the front. If we go to the back, like there were, I don't know, just gonna be straightforward overtakes and then we will never recatch the top.
Perhaps. I'm just annoyed by this car.
Well, you saw my suspension, I think it works.
I'm on something similar. But I don't know, I did like 5 or 6 laps in total in the end. Practice had a couple of issues, and then here, like a guy refused to press escape while sitting on the second apex curb of turn 1, and like I in my mind already tried to make up for it, and then he escaped, but I mean I was 3/10 off or 2/10 off my PB then.
Do we need a bit more cooling? Last time we were kind of overheating.
I don't know, I haven't fiddled with the cooling at all.
I just remove all the tape.
I
just
keep
in
50,
case.
whatever.
Okay.
I think the CDA setup had 50.
I don't really know.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. Well, Joao, I took some good focus there. but I had to think hard. So let's not get another speeding penalty here. Yeah, I can go longer on the gearing, but it's not necessary. Like the 6th gear has longer or like higher RPM limit, so I never bounce on the limiter, and it's like just like a classic V8 where you have max power at max RPM, so I prefer these gears. But for Le Mans I would need the longer ones. Okay, let's get ready. Brakes. Hey. We are all alive.
Very Italian start.
I looked more at the mirrors than on the road.
I suddenly saw a torpedo in the middle of us.
That's how the lock-up should be like. You lock up, then you release the brake a bit and it unlocks. On the hypercars, you lock up and it stays for too long, I think. But oh well, the hypercars are different. Probably less downforce compared to the weight, maybe.
So
yeah,
we
probably.
stay out.
I don't know. I think people behind have good speed, but if you want a drive-through, we can do a drive-through.
I don't care. It's about the content, I guess. As you want, like.
Like, would you like a drive-through now? We can do it.
We can take it.
Okay.
I would be fine with that.
So drive-through. Drive-through for the content.
Drive-through for the content. I hope no drive-through for speeding though.
I was right on the limit.
Oh boy.
Alright. Yes, Victor indeed. Open.
Amazing.
Can't believe it, I'm actually being tricked into doing the actual last to first challenge.
Oh, a guy has no rear wing and races you. Please tell me you have a rear wing.
I don't know, I'm completely broken, I think.
Why did I call it, man? Okay,
Guys,
that's on me. So
right,
I owe you a beer and DR.
You did everything right. Like, you told me that there is a car besides me, but...
And I told you he has no rear wing and he's racing you.
Well, there we go. That's a content, right? I can make a reel out of this, but... this is so bad. Well, I guess I try to repair all and see how
people
it goes.
stationary on the back straight.
I don't know how to hold the wheel like this. I hope it's not like 50 seconds plus of repair. Dear viewers, I'm sorry about this.
Are you still intact though?
I'm in the box, 164 seconds damage.
Oh no.
Now the question is,
Well, you can pretend blue flag racing then.
if I don't get DQ'd from it.
Ah, you should not. This is not RF2.
Yeah, let's see. Well, and it was not intentional, like the guy had no rear wing and then he just didn't understand that when the turn comes, he's gonna crash me, and I was how to say, I was blinded by the optimism, like that it cannot happen to me that he's gonna crash into me, like he will like slow down or something. But in hindsight, I don't know. Obviously his rear is gonna snap completely. Yeah, last to first with two laps behind. I don't know. I mean, it's 90-minute race, so, but cannot really gain a lap in that time. No, I have the content. Like, the last to first challenge is something relatable that streamers sometimes do, and I can make a reel out of it. So that's alright. The job part of the day is done. And well, I hoped for better content still, but let's see. Maybe can still get some good racing done. 1 more minute. Yeah, I will overtake the whole grid once. But it's you know, again I'm gonna say I could escape now and do different races, but I always hate when people do it. Like, it's a race you entered, you just, like, you finish it. If you can finish, you finish it. Even though the stream would be probably more fun if I now exited and did some more beginner racing. But well, just out of the principle, I keep going. And also for the DR, of course. I'm just gonna go -30 instead of -80. 10 more seconds. Just gonna exit around Michi, I suppose. 183. It's one, yeah. Wait, why is the fuel taking 183? I think that's wrong. It should say 12-second fuel, 12 seconds for tires, and then like 13 fuel and 143 damage. Okay. Well, 2 minutes. I could be top half of the grid because it's not a big grid, so I will have a lot of pace advantage. Anyway, we are racing. We are locking up already. Well, the tires are very cold. I probably shouldn't swap the tires, but I think one of the tires was so broken that it scrubbed off a lot, so I just changed them. Well, but fuel, like, I don't know why it added fuel. It looked like it added 20 seconds for fuel, but I had full tank. Or did I forget to put full tank? Did they even have full tank? No, surely I have taken it. Anyway, I guess I put this to relative and then see how the timing goes. But I cannot stop thinking of that moment. So good intentions to make better racing or more fun content, and It just so happens that the only car without rear wing is besides me, racing me, and Michi calls it. And I see on the radar app. The next thing, I'm spinning off in the gravel. Incredible. P11. Okay, Alex. Let's see. That's a target at least. Joao 55, 54. I'm confused by that, to be honest. Because we have just done 1 lap and a half. 2 laps. And then it's 63 full tank. And it's 3 liters per lap, so I don't know. So let's see over the start finish line what the gap is gonna be to P18 on the relative. Then I will start making some more purple sectors. 18 seconds, okay. Could be 15 next lap around. You really need to take that turn to exit curve with this car, because the first gear is so extremely long that there is not really any traction issue. So you just need to open it up. To be honest, I'm used to these situations anyway. Like Le Mans Virtual, the second running of it. We started from like P5 or so. The 3 corners, somebody goes 3 wide or 2 wide and gets pushed into the gravel and T-bones us from P5 to back of the grid and gives us huge damage. After one experiences that in like the biggest sim race in the world, then things like this, well, I can just keep laughing about it. So I'm gaining crazy time on the people ahead. Yeah, indeed, Joao. Alex 56.5. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like 6 liters and a half burned from one straight of warm up or like of rolling formation, and then 2 laps. Still, it said 164 seconds or 163 damage and then 180 something fuel. Just doesn't sound right. It's a cut. It's so easy to cut that first apex at Ascari now that the anti-cuts have been removed. So here we go, passing P16. I'm not passing, unlapping. Unlapping myself over P16. Oh dear. Felt like I'm gonna do Max versus Lewis for a moment, but he was slow enough. Wait, that was P20, and I'm still behind him. So that P16 was 2 laps ahead of me. It's gonna be a long race. Somebody already removed that 50 meters board into LMU2, which is quite an important brake marker. But luckily I have had that in the past, so I have other brake markers. Yeah, Alex, that makes perfect sense, yes. Thing is, there was just like one layer or like one information gap too much, like, because Michi saw him without the rear wing and then he told me, and then before I realized that maybe that's something I should do something about, it was too late. Like, I thought, well, he's gonna be further behind me when he spins, if he spins. But then he just wasn't. And then also I thought, like, if I'm here and if he turns, like, spins from outside, it's not gonna affect me that much. But physics wasn't convinced about that.
These tires are lasting way longer than I thought they would.
Less than 1% per lap, but maybe the thermal deck will do something to them. Let's see.
Guess I'll just follow the strat plan anyway.
Yeah. No, and I understand, Alex. I'm just trying to think over it again myself. He like lift right at the exit to move over. Felt like he was extremely slow to the exit and I got caught up in that almost. I am... okay, I'm pushing too much. And I lost all the gains. The steering is straight. I think I just maybe lost some downforce. And that's the worst thing, like when you're recovering and then you just push and then you lose even more. But the car is fine, I think. No need to repair. Not the best performance today, not the best luck. And just before I spun, I was thinking, well, this setup is actually like really esports, like it's very on the limit. It really loves to rotate. And it doesn't understeer at all. And then it goes off. Well, let's say that was the last mistake of today. But we keep going. I still gained time overall. Closing in on T13 in the relative. But again, I like to crash now, so I don't crash anymore when the important races happen. And all these mistakes, like it would never have happened in RF2, just because the tires allow for way much higher slip angles. Way higher. Way much. That doesn't work in English. And you can always correct like a big moment like that before it becomes a big moment. But in LMU there is new physics, the tires are better, more realistic, and you need to be aware of that. And I think the more times I spin like this now, the less problems I will have later on. And I'm counting also the Cadillac hypercar lockups, or the Porsche lockups, or whatever LMDH lockups I've had recently. Just needs a later downshift from 4th to 3rd. I think I spun because that there is like some elevation change, and when you shift from 4th to 3rd, then it gives extra engine braking right when the rear is stressed from that transition. So the downshift is good on an understeer setup, but not on a setup that's quite on the limit like this one. Well, Alex, it feels like that, yes. LMDH cars seems to have worse brakes and are potentially easier to lock up. I don't know. I mean, they still lock up, but it's... Is this the same car? Why do that? Don't lift on the exits. Like, lift where it's safe. Not where there is a car right behind you. I see. 21 DNF. Well, I have for sure not lost any front downforce. It still turns a lot. But maybe I have some more drag on the front. Let's see now on new lap. The milliseconds are slowly going up, but it's nothing too crazy. Top 20. Not really here for the top 20, but yeah, better P20 than P25. But the car is slower than before. Maybe it's just the tire deck, to be honest. Probably I lose maybe a tenth over the whole lap because of the damage. The straights, but in the corners. The corners probably is just the tires. Hi Subzy. Well, I have done 2 drive-thrus today, so I have learned from the first one for sure. Don't trust Michi. I have not trusted him enough, I should have trusted him more. When he said there is a car without rear wing besides, I should have taken his words to my heart so much that I should immediately have gone to the brakes. Let that car besides me spin himself without collecting me. We assume I'm 2 laps further ahead. I'm gonna soon be in top 8. Well, Adrian Blasco has left. He was one of the faster ones. If I lose 20 milliseconds, 7.6, yeah, I think I lose more than 20 milliseconds. But I don't know, maybe I should start repair. Nah, it's not really bad enough to be repaired, to be honest. Or I could start repairing and then I can skip it if it's too long, but I will at that point, if I skip, have already lost some seconds repairing. Yes, Sub-Z, 3 seconds was not enough for my brain. Probably even 10 seconds or 1 minute would not have been enough. Yeah, Alex, I think I'm losing, yeah, probably a 10th per lap because of that bump. So here we're going for the P10, last 2 laps. Hesitated so much on the exit there. See that huge rotation from the rear? I might have overdone something in the setup. Maybe I should even have detached the ARB on the rear. Or maybe in the end the very locked diff in the CDA setup is not that bad after all. In my whole practice I was struggling with getting the car to rotate as much as I wanted it to. I'm turning in every time a bit too early into LMU2 and then I kind of go on to kind of clip the apex curb and then I have a bit of a correction on the exit. Ah, 3.8 seconds, yeah, that makes sense. It's not really worth repairing. Hi Jonathan. Yeah, the default brake pressure is 70. I think it really depends on the setup. I think the setup that I have has unlocked quite a lot of front grip compared to the default setups, which means I can brake more. I think I have 83% in this setup, and I actually use it like initially at the start of the braking zone, but I lift it off like in an F1 car quite early. The P9. Jonathan, the race has been very, very awkward. I guess I can make a quick recap. Quali went extremely well. Last lap I got the pole by half a second, I think. And then in the race we sat with Michi, which I have in my chat now, like I'm in the same voice chat. Ah, he's boxing. That we will do like a drive-through for the content, so we can go back to front, because we thought we had a good pace to win still. And immediately there was, on the pit exit after drive-through, some random broken car without a rear wing, who happened to spin directly into my rear, causing me to have a high-speed crash. So I'm now P19, 2 laps down because of 3 minutes of repairs. So that's a bit painful. Yeah. But I'm still in the race. Kind of pretending I'm on the same lap and going through the grid. P7 ahead. And let's see how far I can go if I keep imagining I'm 2 laps ahead compared to where I am actually. Well, Jonathan, it's been like, it's been so hilarious. Like the whole scene was so incredibly ridiculous that I could not help myself but immediately burst into laughter when I was heading straight into the wall. Even though it was quite tragic because the whole race plan disintegrated within a couple of seconds. Yes, Sabzi, like it's gonna be a great funny reel or a YouTube short. I kind of really dislike YouTube pushing the shorts, but then at the same time I have to do them. No need to defend Linear. Why are you staying? Ah, he's boxing, I guess. Yeah, he's in. Yeah, no, like I think from 10 years ago I have at some point decided that if I start a race I will finish it if I can, so then I don't really have to make any additional decisions to escape and do something else. And besides that, the car feels actually good, quite good fun to drive. If I forget about occasional moments of rear snapping. But finally a car that turns, like I have made it to actually rotate in the corners in LMU. Hypercars kind of refuse to do so. So 2 more laps and then I have to box. Well, Cahill, it felt like I was driving or spinning through that gravel for at least a minute and a half. But well, now I'm thinking like there are only 3 weekly races like in the evening slots. I think it's today, it's on Monday, and then is it either tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. Like Wednesday, Thursday, Monday. And I kind of want to win this race. So maybe I will... I need to decide which day I'm gonna do it on. Maybe even convince my teammate Jesper from Rafa to join me, because he likes the LMP2s. One more lap and then box. Wednesday, so weekly. It's what? They have fixed that. It was different. It was not like that one day ago. There was nothing on the weekend. And there was even like it said 80-minute race in the schedule from LMU Discord. So I think they have changed it or fixed it. Must have been some error in the process. But the 80-minute is a scam though, because it's 90-minute race. So yeah, I guess I'm taking new tires. Or should I not? Nah, it's worth, I guess. Because it's more than one stint to go. Very sideways pit entry, but I survived. That was so close to crashing both into the damage. I don't want to repair damage. 26 seconds. I think I'm gonna be able to press backspace to skip the damage repair. I don't understand. It's refueling now. And after the refueling... Now it's repairing the damage. No, what? Maybe it's now changing the tires? There we go. Come on, I pressed backspace. Why is it not skipping the... Anyway. It's not like there is something crazy important happening outside of the pit lane. Two laps behind P18. Anyway. We keep driving. Pete, I think the mails have been sent today. I have not received the ticket, but I have received the 10% discount. And I think everybody who started that faced the Imola race previous weekend got 10% discount on the general admission ticket. So I assume that as I received that, I'm not receiving the big tickets. And about supporting a
What is
team
your purple time?
37.818.
That's crazy.
But I was pushing so hard doing it that 1 or 2 laps later I spun again.
What? I do 38.3. Safe to say I lack skill driving that car. To an extent.
Me too. But my setup is so oversteered that it's too esports for this amount of prep.
Uh-oh. I have a pretty neutral car, but maybe hence it's lacking a bit of pace.
Well, let's see now the pace. Yeah, and about the WEC team, I don't really
Brambilla,
have
poor
one.
guy. Did not change the tires, and I made up all the time already.
Oh no. I mean, in F1 I have been supporting Ferrari since ever. But now I don't, I mean... I guess I'm happier if a Ferrari car wins compared to any other car winning, but I mean if some, like, when people like, I don't know, when Gasly won at Monza, I was even happier for him. And then for WEC I have never really followed it that much, although the races are quite good. Uh-oh, Sub-Z, yeah, you had to pick that. Yeah, I mean the same lap as P17. Rear is trying to kill me again. Well, the Peugeot, I don't know. They are not much on the broadcast because they are not much in the lead battles. I think I would say I probably would be happier in WEC if Ferrari wins, but I don't know, like I don't really have that strong emotions for different teams and drivers. Kind of just want to win myself, so but unluckily I'm not able to drive the real life cars yet, maybe. bit of a silly overtake, but felt like I should go for it. Peugeot works hard, but their mail is pretty funny. Mail. Why mail? What mail? Well, that's quite shocking discovery, Alex, right? People go testing and then they find pace. I mean, feels like kind of a funny headline. And the Le Mans, I guess, Le Mans should have been won by the Porsche if the guy didn't decide that he can go full hero and stay on wet tires, on dry tires in the middle of a wet night without any chance of drying up. Well, let's try to get close to that PB. I don't know, it feels like I'm a bit of pace still. Okay, the chicane is same fast. I was not attacking the entry as much as on my PB. No, that's really cool, Alex. I wish I would have the chance to work at some racing team at some point, although at the moment I'm really happy with what I'm able to do for the living. Just sim racing and developing, or like get how to say, improving or like growing content-wise for this year or two. And possibly longer if things go well at Rafa. I guess the pace is good after all. I'm not losing that much pace on the straights now for whatever reason. Well, a little bit still perhaps. Where are all the cars? Just completely alone on my piece of the track. The track map is funny. Everybody on different parts of the track compared to me. Well, Alex, it's still linked to, well, racing cars, right? Kind of. At least through the name. Like just the feeling that, like, of being involved with a racing team to any extent is kind of nice. Safety distances, copy. Prepare our pit menu for the next stop before I forget. Damage, do not repair. Tires. It's gonna be a lot less fuel. Oh, that button is so slow. The car is fine, to be honest, I don't know. It's still a 37 with a purple S3. Maybe my rear springs are too stiff still at 950. Just feels like it's too reactive. I can't believe it! Okay, no crash, nothing happened, nobody saw anything. It's all good. Just a confirmation, like as soon as I start pushing for fastest laps in LMU, you don't get away with it. The setup cannot be esports, it needs to be balanced. In RF2, this would be absolutely fine in the long run. Because you could get away with catching those micro starting slides early. That was 9 out of 10 pirouette. Would be 10 out of 10, but I just put a little bit of a dent in that wall again, I think. Yeah, the setup has to be stable. You just must not let there be any chance of moments happening. And I don't understand, I don't remember, but I think I again shifted to third gear too early, and as soon as I shifted to third, the rear snapped. But I didn't quite remember what exactly happened. Maybe the auto blip is not doing full job. Yes, Jonathan, I think, well, there is meta setups kind of, but it's same as in real life. Like, you just try to make the car as soft as possible while still having enough ground clearance. Just that in RF2, before the final slip angle fixes, you had to make the rear to like step out by itself a little bit, like either by having unrealistically low or even negative rear toes, or aggressive or overly aggressive ARB settings, or too low rear wings. But well, at Monza you're running one anyway, but maybe just like too high rear ride heights or too stiff rear springs, just to induce a little bit of more rotation. But I mean, here probably it works to some extent still. But yeah, it's same as in real life. Like in real life you would go faster if you made more aggressive setup again, but there is just so many unknown parameters that change lap by lap that a driver just cannot expect it, and there will be sooner or later a spin. So yeah, I indeed really appreciate how the setups work here. Just need to learn it a bit more and find out what I like, because on the limit, like when a setup is good, then you just fine-tune it to your liking. Last final 3 or 4 clicks on the differential and on the ARBs and so on the rear toe. Just need to figure out what's aggressive enough without being dangerous. I locked up front left. I thought it was... I thought something weird happened, like there was a lock. But I thought I locked the rears. But maybe I touched the grass. If you ever struggle with scary entry, just try to, like, in your mind touch the right curb before the entry. Hi Ruven, welcome. Welcome to P18 with 2 laps back. Jonathan, basically what I did was I just went straight into whatever setup there was when I loaded track, and then I just clicked my clicks, which was basically Le Mans Virtual 2022 setup kind of knowledge. And then I tried to do a lap or 2, and it was horrendous because the car physics parameters changed since the good old RF2 days. So then I just fixed the ride heights and the springs and the ARBs and so on. Well, fixed. I didn't really fix them because I'm spinning around here. But it's good to drive. Quite enjoyable, just a bit too loose. Well, Ruven, we're waiting. They want to do it, obviously. The game is kind of not really where it needs to be if you want to have Max Verstappen install it and run the whole event without telling again to everybody that everyone should uninstall it. Well, Jonathan, I think the hypercars are quite close to what the F1 setups should be. Like, there are same things in the setups. Like corner springs, and then you have the third elements and the third packers. So there is a lot of playing with that. Like trying to make the corner springs rather softer and putting the force towards the third elements. And then figuring out how much rake do you want from the ride heights in low speed and how much rake do you want from the stiffer third suspension for the high speed, and I think it's similar. Oh, camber. It's a what? Camber is quite an interesting topic. It surely affects the balance a lot. Like if you have a lot more front than rear, it will oversteer a lot more and probably be more reactive and everything. But I'm yet to like find a proper correlation between actual pace and different camber settings, because lower rear camber surely gives you more traction. Then sometimes it feels like you should rather get rotation by maybe increasing the ride height or the ARB rather than front camber, but yeah, I don't know. I never really reach the camber by the time the race comes here in LMU. Hi William, welcome. So let's imagine I'm 2 laps further ahead and this is the battle for P11. Hope he will lift. But this corner is funny. Like immediately on the exit I start getting rear like movement, and then when that movement stabilizes I suddenly have understeer. And then I kind of start leaning on the front, and then the rear starts sliding again. Like there is quite a lot of things going on. And I don't know why. Don't show me the blue flag.
Just randomly lost the rear into a Ascari. And lost 10 seconds.
Yeah, I've been 2 times around at LMU2.
And then we tell the ladies and gentlemen that we got double pole in that car. In LMVS.
Oh, LMVS.
Or was it first and third? I can't remember.
I think... No, it's second or third, I think. In the first season.
Yeah, but we were like half a tenth off the pole. So we
yeah,
were competitive.
it was Erhan Jajowski by 6 milliseconds or so ahead of me, but we had so much pace advantage over everybody else. like in the long run especially. But then we had the bugs and the Zoom call popping out and so on.
All the shenanigans you don't have in a real car.
Hi Arun. Madeira, ooh, nice. Well, thank you. Enjoy the swimming. I'm pretty sure you are enjoying, but anyway, good wishes. And Alex, yes, I need to box again, but I will have to do a very small splash. I think the race would be like 21:10-ish, like 2 stints and a half, but I will have it 4 laps shorter or so, because I boxed after 2 laps and spent 2 laps worth of time waiting for the repairs. I'm looking forward to checking that replay and reliving the moment of madness. It's so easy to get a cut there. I don't know, my car just turns in like crazy. I'm getting close to the cut limit, so no more cuts. And Villian, I forgot to answer, am I going to race LMPS? Well, depends if you mean the Sim Racing Club Virtual Le Mans series, or if you mean the actual like official WEC Esports Championship Le Mans Virtual Series. One is VLMS, one is LMVS. VLMS is happening, but that's just like low profile club racing. Not linked to anything official.
Really, like, sometimes it just feels like you run a 100% battery into a corner.
Not on my setup, to be honest. Except if you mean LMH, where the rear lockups.
Yes.
Ah, okay. And we have another victim of the same problem in LMP2. So about the big official LMVS, William, well, if it happens, then for sure I'll be looking into doing it. And well, to be honest, every esports driver that's currently contracted for some sim racing or esports team is kind of looking forward to that. But they have been saying that it's gonna be kind of more of a community, or like it's not gonna be like esports like it used to be, but it will be more like for everyone. So I'm yet to see how that works, because for sure it's gonna still be big esports to some extent. Because even if you open it up for community, it's still going to be a selection process where top X drivers will qualify, except if they just pick random people. That would be, that will not happen in the racing. Or maybe there is gonna be like multiple splits. Let's see what they do about it. Let's start calculating how much fuel I need for the last stint. So I will have 2 more laps after this, and that's like 3 minutes. Then let's let's say 3 minutes and 3/4, including the pit stop. Maybe 12 minutes. Such a weird wobble from the rear. Okay, if it's 14:45, it's gonna be 11. How many laps is that? 11 times 60. Can somebody of you guys take a calculator and do 660 divided by... Oh no, let's not crash there. Divided by, let's say, 98. 660 divided by 98. 6.7. Copy, thank you. So that's 7 more laps. Times 3 is 21 liters. Quite safe. Actually, it will depend a lot on what the leader does, so maybe I will just take a lap extra. Oh, that was for position, okay. Randomly looking at the pit menu while actually making my actual first overtake on track for position. It's not 2 laps down. Yeah. Could be 5.7, I don't know. Could be 6 or 7, most likely. But I suppose the 3 extra liters will not kill me at all. Let's see if I can get into top 15. I hope the guys ahead still have to box. Probably not. It's 3 liters per lap.
So how was your race then for the content?
Not really. That's a possible answer.
I'm just afraid that you would have run away like 15-20 seconds on all of us anyway.
Still better to do that and win, rather than being 2 laps down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which position are you in?
3rd. But I spun twice, lost 15 times in total, would have been 12 seconds behind Brambilla and 22 behind McCon. But under normal circumstances I would have walked away from them like half a second per lap as well. Then you would have walked another half a second.
well, so here we have P9 and P8 ahead of us. No, P10 and P9. And if we imagine they are on the same lap, this is a battle for top 10, let's say. Although they are battling for P9 among themselves, so I'll try not to destroy that battle. Well, Alex, I'm happy with one short from one race, to be honest. I'm doing enough races anyway, so that there is enough content. And for now, I'm not really trying to upload every day or anything like that. I'm happy with like 3 or 4 shorts or Instagram reels per week. And then let's see how the algorithm decides about me. How the dear viewers find my content. Villian, it's same as on YouTube. At here Naisim. I think it should be rolling like on the overlay here on the stream. I think it's showing YouTube, Twitch and Instagram logos, although the Twitch is still in doubt. Actually, let's wait here behind and be in the best spectator position to see the battle. The guy had messed up the exit. Side by side into Parabolica. Who's gonna lift? This guy is struggling. So I'll take the position. Yeah, Alex, I know. That's what Michi is doing, and that's what I thought I should be maybe doing, but then the issue is that if you stream on both, then supposedly, like I'm quoting people who are in the know-how, supposedly if you restream, then both streaming platforms start hating you and don't really promote your streams. And then we have like Jesper Pedersen and myself signed up for like, we are the drivers, the esports drivers for Rafa Racing Club. And he is on Twitch and I'm on YouTube, and we kind of said that, well, let's try like this. He will do Twitch, I will do YouTube, and let's see how it goes. So probably for now I just stay on YouTube. And there is still so much things that I have to work on to optimize the streaming, get some better, like, I don't know. So this part of the camera is not good. It needs to be improved. And then the transitions and everything, like it could be significantly better, so I will work on that before thinking of restreaming and so on. This guy is actually quite fast. Well, I'll try to overtake when I can have a safe go at it. no dives or half flukes. Looks like he's a lap down as well, like behind P5. So he must have had greater pace, but bad luck in the race. Multi-output plugin for OBS. Well, that's interesting. But I think as soon as you appear on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, the algorithms kind of supposedly know that you're doing that, and then you're kind of in trouble. I don't know. Miniatures from your streams. How? What do you mean by miniatures? Too far behind. Try around the outside and maybe I can get a bit of side draft. No, it doesn't really work around here. I was too close for a good draft. Catching P17. Not the flight that I would normally be having, but still. A position is a position, so let's see. Hi Tetley, it's an old wheel. So basically had to send the Grid Engineering Porsche wheel rim for repairs because the rubber started disintegrating, kind of a factory defect or something like that. But this is Sim Racing Base Ultra, like button box plus some generic wheel rim. How the rear snap's always there. So interesting, but I could correct it. 4.8 seconds to P17, let's go get that position. Yeah, about the person who killed me, I have no idea who it was. Like, I didn't, like, when he killed me in lap 2 or 3, I didn't even see him, I just saw him on the radar app. Not even paying attention to names or colors. Code Brown, well, I'm not really unlapping them, I'm 2 laps down, so not sure if that makes them, if it makes it even worse for everybody. Bronze plus weekly, yes. I have maybe put it wrong. Because it's, I mean... you need bronze license, right? It's beginner and weekly. I wanted to put beginner and weekly, but the word beginner just doesn't feel right. We have another lap after this. P1 is crossing the finish line now. I see on the track map. With 10 seconds to go. So he has 1 more, and we have 2 more. So I have a chance at P17. Ah, Alex, I know what you mean. The thumb. Okay. Yeah, I would really appreciate if somebody who has a bit more graphical shaping or whatever it's the word skills than I, to have somebody shape the thumbnails for me. That would be very appreciated. So Alex, if you think you could help with that, then I would be very happy. Because I just like, what I do is just a screenshot. I have actually taken perfect fuel. Glad I put extra lap of fuel in there. Yeah, I just make a screenshot on track and then just go to MS Paint and just yeah, do random stuff. William, how is your driving rank? Well, I'm gold P1. Gold 1, I think it's called gold 1. So, well, it's bronze 1 to 3, then it's silver 1 to 3, then it's gold 1 to 3, and then platinum, but I think nobody is gold 2 yet. I'm like kind of at the start of gold 1, because I had many bugs or disconnects or incidents where I should be gaining a lot. That's... don't drive into me. But yeah, okay. So this is the last lap. I have P17 ahead. Can I overtake? It's gonna be traction battle on the exit. Just not close enough. Well, it still raised my heart rate a little bit, so that's, I suppose, a good thing. Oh well. P18 or P17 will honestly not change much, but I like the number 17, so I would have liked to be P17 rather than P18. Anyway, let's check the start, or like what happened there before the server goes off. So basically, I got pole. That's myself and Michi, and we said to ourselves we have so much pace that we should take a drive-through and do back to front challenge. So this is lap 2. We are kind of P20. And there is a car without a rear wing. And Michi says, Erne, you have a car without a rear wing beside you. And I'm like, oh, okay. 3 seconds later, you couldn't stage it even. It's so ridiculous. Oh well. Speaking of Intersport logo, I've been in Intersport today, spending way too much money on something. And wait, so Gago, is this the guy? No, this is the other car. He DNF'd, but he had the same livery as the other car. Yeah. Oh well. 2 laps down. Actually, many cars were 2 laps down. There was a car DNF'd, and he still finished ahead of me. Wait, what's going on with my timing? Well, Daniele, congrats for the podium. Ah, Ezio, it was you. Yeah, you had a good pace there. I tried to have a clean overtake, and I guess I got one after all. Didn't want to dive too much. Daniela, well, I can show again the incident. Actually, let's see the start. Ah, just classic Monza things. Maybe small, ultra small lag, like net code, but not really. Maybe it's because I'm like, for him probably he just caught up with that splitter a bit. That's FOV problem. That's straightforward sim racing FOV problem. I'm thinking that it's gonna be big enough a gap, but it's not. And then bonk happens. Okay, and then let's see. There's a huge queue there. Then let's see. Let's find the guy. Gains a lot here. Then let's go to lap 2 again. Exciting 3 wide. Oh, why are you doing this? Exciting 3 wide. He comes out on the top. This guy decides to... Yeah, you see on my stream. Gets spun around.
I have -1/2.
Reverses into the barrier, loses the rear wing. And then he doesn't know that he doesn't have the rear wing. And that's me. Would be a nice screenshot. Not get a good camera angle. Boom. Okay, let's quickly check the DR changes, if I'm still gold or if I fell down to silver 3. I'm down to silver. -38.
What? -38. That's so rude, man. Yeah.
Oh well. I said on the stream it couldn't be staged. Like it's worse than staged. What happened there? It's so incredible. It's so incredible that I don't know.
I was like, at the moment I said there is a car racing you without a rear wing, I was like, I'm just waiting for that car to turn either direction, and then of course he just clips your rear end.
And well, as I see in the chat, like I thought of it like there is no way of him knowing there is no rear wing because there is no damage indicator.
Mm-hmm.
Like that screen is missing from the HUD. The most important screen from RF2, which we always scroll to after any single contact.
Yeah.
For any blue or missing things, but it's not here, so you cannot know.
No, you can't actually blame him.
Yeah.
He will only have found out about the rear wing when he lost the rear. So painful, man. It's so painful.
Yeah.
Like I feel even bad now for having proposed what we did.
You did correct things. You even warned me there is a car without rear wing, but well, let me just finish the stream and so on.
Same here.
All right. Ibram, what was that last sector in quali? Yeah, I focused, I sent it, and it was good. And I even missed Parabolica Apex slightly, so it could have been even faster. But the setup was crazy. It was not the CDA setup, it was my own setup. I softened it, I lowered it, I made it turn, I made it go fast. And it was great for quali, but it was too esports for the race. But I mean, it didn't matter anyway in the end. Yeah, I think we would still like after drive-through we would have a great fight towards P1. And anyway, that sector 3 at Monza, it's just like 4 corners, right? It's just Ascari. Ascari is just so important. The entry there, and well, the second and third king through Ascari are not even a corner with this car, but just the way that you brake and then carry the apex. And of course the Parabolica, not to scrub any speed on the exit. And Papaleni, I fully agree with that. There needs to be numerous fixes and improvements on the graphics, like both for the damage and for the race starts. Yeah. Tiny pedal. Oh, you guys keep telling me that I should install tiny pedal. Let me... Oh, there is some leaks for the content ideas. Let me add that. Tiny pedal. And I will look into it. The pace was too fast. I need to slow down the setup a bit because, yeah, again, for quali it's good, for the race it's too much on the limit. Yeah, maybe I will do this race again at some point. I need to check how the schedule is. I for sure want to have one more LMU stream this week. Yeah, Alex, feel free to send me some screenshots. Yeah, I'm looking for a solution regarding that, the thumbnails and so on. 2.15 of tiny pedal, copy. I changed the tires, Ibram. Actually, I changed the tires twice because one tire at the initial set was completely destroyed after 45-degree broken suspension. Oh, that's interesting bug there, Daniela. No, I had no problems with the tires. Smitch's mic is acting up. Anyway, I will call it an evening at this point, and I'll try to have a more lucky stream next time without the drive-throughs, just with control. Why is it? At what point did I switch the scene? Stupid scene. I need to fix this streaming because I have it on the comma. Like I have this and this, and I keep pressing the wrong buttons because it's on the similar buttons as for the chat or for the replay tools. Anyway, it will become better and better, don't worry. And till then, yeah, okay. Well, thank you guys for watching, for all the comments and for the fun chat, and for keeping patience with me even though I was 2 laps down. And yeah, I don't know. Let's see how the weekly stuff goes. Maybe I do one more, maybe not. Thank you, Alex. And have a nice rest of the day. Good evening, good night. See you next time. Bye bye.